Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. Let us get into the program of the day. So, I'm going to read for you this other message that I received last night. So, the message reads like this: Hello, my brother. Can you please post for me as anonymous? I want to tell you about how I destroyed my best friend's marriage. So, what happened is that me and my best friend, we were both married, and we used to do each and everything that we did together. We used to go on double dates together with our husbands. Even whenever we'll be going on vacations, we'll plan the vacations together. Then we just did everything together. Our friendship, me and this best friend of mine, our friendship was like the perfect friendship from heaven. And also, we were just people who were enjoying life. There was nothing to complain about. On my side, I don't know what happened. Suddenly, my husband just changed out of nowhere. I don't know what I wronged him, but at work, he met someone and he started to date this person. Then the day that I found out, actually, he had forgotten to log out of his Facebook. So when I just opened his laptop, because we were just sitting watching TV, so I don't know what I wanted on his laptop. So when I just powered up his laptop, I found out that already he was on this chat with this other person. And when I tried to confront him about the message that I was seeing right there on the screen of his laptop, but he denied. He said that his account had been hacked whilst I was using his account. He actually blamed me and he said that maybe you have clicked a link and now my Facebook has been hacked. So he started to be violent towards me. Then I just kept quiet because he had just changed overnight, simply because I had asked him about this woman that he was speaking with on Facebook. Then whilst we were having this argument, he just said, okay, it's fine, I am tired of this marriage, I don't enjoy you, I don't enjoy being with you, you are like hell on earth, you are my hell on earth, I don't enjoy, I didn't know how to tell you, but I no longer want to be married to you, let us just get a divorce, I'm going to speak with my lawyer, we are going to get divorced. Then he just stood up and he went to the bedroom. That night, I just told myself that this was just a bad dream, and when tomorrow comes, everything was going to be okay. But when I spoke with that woman on Facebook, she then told me that she was so surprised that me and my husband were still staying together, because this husband of mine had told her that we were in the process of getting divorced. Actually, we were actually separated. So she was so shocked that my husband and I were still staying together. That is when I knew that my marriage was over. My man had been taken by this woman. So I just shut down his laptop. Then I just slept right there in the living room. I couldn't go to the bedroom because I didn't have energy at all. I didn't know what else was I supposed to do, because this man was the only man whom I had known all of my life. He was like my best friend. He was like my rock. He was like my pillar of strength. All of it was just gone in a couple of minutes. When the morning came, that is when I realized that this was no nightmare at all. Things were happening in reality, because when I walked into the bedroom, I found out that he had unpacked all of his clothes from the wardrobe and also from his closet. He just heaped all of his clothes on the bed and he was busy packing his clothes, and also he was speaking with that woman. They were actually having a video call. He didn't even bother to check if I was in the room or not, because he kept on speaking with that woman via video call, actually apologizing to that woman that I am sorry, dear, I actually didn't want to tell you the truth, because I knew that if I tell you that I'm still struggling with this demon that I have in my house, you will be mad. But this woman, she has been stressing me for quite a long time. That is the reason why I want to be with you. And that woman was like, it's okay, baby, I understand you. I know that that woman is not good at all. I just stood there with my baby in my arms crying, and also my baby was crying because she couldn't understand why mommy was crying. So I said to my husband whilst I was crying, please, can you look at me? Tell me what you see when you look at me. So he just looked at me and he said, what? And I said, tell me what you see when you look at me before you leave this house. And he just said that, I just see a desperate woman who is holding a crying baby, and this desperate woman, she is crying. Why she is crying, I don't even know. So just let me be and let me finish what I am doing, because I just want to get out of this hell that you call home. And when I get out of this house, I will never come back asking for anything from you. If you want me to take care of this child, don't worry. You know how much I get at the end of the month. I'll never run away. I'll give you as much child support as you want. But what I cannot give you right now, what I cannot give you tomorrow, is my heart. My heart now just belongs to another woman. When he told me that he didn't love me anymore, I actually walked towards him and I knelt right there next to him as I was crying, and I told him that, do you still remember that when you met me, you are the first man that I have ever known, and ever since that night when you broke my virginity, no other man has ever touched my body, only you. What am I supposed to do? Because I don't know any other man apart from you. He just laughed and he said that, is it a sin that I am the first man to have sex with you? And how do I know that after we had sex, you never had sex with another person again? As he was speaking with me, his phone rang. Then he picked up his phone, so I could clearly hear that the woman whom he was speaking with on his phone was that woman. So then he just dropped his phone and he said, go and open the gate. Because I was in such a desperate situation, I actually rose from where I was kneeling and I rushed to the gate, because in my heart I wanted to show him that I was this obedient woman who was willing to do anything for him. I thought that maybe he will feel sorry for me. I ran to the gate, and when I arrived at the gate, I saw that it was that woman whom I had seen her pictures on Facebook. I opened for her, then she drove her car into the yard. Then she parked her car. She didn't even greet me. My husband was already outside. They walked inside. Then they started to pack all of the clothes that couldn't fit into the suitcase into the boot of the car. They didn't even bother to speak to me or anything. Then I became so angry. Then I started to shout at that woman. I thought that maybe if I fight with her, she was going to walk away. But when I wanted to fight with that woman, my husband stopped me and he said, if you dare lift your finger against this woman, I dare you, lift your finger against her. Today I will show you the real me. I just sat down and I started to cry whilst they were packing all of the clothes into that car. The moment that they started the car, I stood up and I stood in front of the car and I told them that if you want to leave me and our child, then you have to run me over. But my husband just said, my dear, as for me, you know that I have medical aid. I can just run you over and I'll go and I'll drop you at the hospital. As for me, I'll be fine. It is you who is going to be admitted into the hospital. So the choice is yours. Make a choice right now, because I have to go to work. So I just stood aside. Then they left without any goodbye. He didn't even look at our child. He just drove out of the driveway. Then that is when I knew that my marriage was totally over. After my husband had walked out of our home with this woman, I was so devastated, and also I was ashamed, because people knew that I was a proud mother. I was a proud married woman. Wherever I went, whether I was at my relative's place, whether I was with my friends, I always showed that I was a proud married woman. So I kept this as a secret, because deep in my heart I thought that maybe my husband was going to think things over and he would walk back into my arms. I was even willing to forgive him just for the sake of my reputation, until one day when my husband decided that it was okay for him to write on his status saying, finally we are getting divorced. Then everyone knew that me and my husband, we were no longer together. When my best friend found out that me and my husband were no longer together, she came as a good friend trying to comfort me. But the moment that she came, I just looked at her ring choosing her wedding ring. It was me who had went out with her to choose that wedding ring. My brother, I don't know what happened, because the more that I looked at her wedding ring, the more that I started to hate her. But I didn't show her, but deep in my heart, I felt this strange feeling as if a demon had just entered my heart, because I hated so much. I kept hearing this voice, but I knew that it was me who was speaking to myself. I just told myself, as he was right there in my house trying to comfort me, I say that if we were married and if we were happy together as best friends, now that I am divorced, you as my best friend, I'm going to make sure that also you are going to get divorced. When my best friend left my house going back to a place, because me and my best friend, where we used to stay, it is a walking distance, so she went back to her place. Then I created a fake Facebook profile, because I still remember that there was a time when my best friend was complaining that she suspected that her husband was going all over Instagram and also Facebook, watching those videos whereby booties will be twerking, because she said that in his Facebook search history he had written things like African with the biggest booties, big booty twerking, things like that. So after I had created my fake Facebook profile, then I took some of my cousin's sister pictures, because this cousin sister of mine, she doesn't stay in the same area where we stay, and also this friend of mine, she didn't know about this cousin sister of mine. But this cousin sister of mine, she has a very beautiful body and she has her assets back there, you know what I mean. So after I downloaded her picture from her Facebook profile, then I just uploaded them on that fake Facebook profile. Then I sent a friend request to my best friend's husband. To my own surprise, it only took about maybe 10 minutes after I had sent that Facebook friend request. Then I got a notification that he had confirmed my friend request. Then he started to comment on my pictures. Then I knew that I had him exactly where I wanted him to be. So what I'll do is that whenever he'll speak with me, I'll take screenshots, then I'll just save those screenshots. And also on the other hand, I then told my cousin sister about this guy. So my cousin sister didn't know that this was a trap that I was setting also for her. I just told her that there is this guy who is looking for someone, but he's married. He is just looking for someone to spend time with. So I knew that my cousin sister is that type of a woman that if you tell her that there is this man who is looking for someone, especially if that man is driving a big car, my cousin will never say no, because she likes things a lot. And especially if she's told that during the weekends we can go out partying, she will never refuse that man. So after I told her, she said it's okay. When that guy is ready, then you will just pass him over to me. Then you will tell me everything that you have told him, so that I won't say wrong things. So I kept on talking with my best friend's husband. Sometimes we'll even sex chat on the phone, whilst my best friend was sitting right there next to me and her husband will be at work, but I'll be sex chatting with him. All of this sex chatting was happening on Facebook. So we spoke for something like 1 week there on Facebook. Then I asked him for his WhatsApp number. In the beginning he was like, I am married, right? If I give you my WhatsApp number, are you going to make sure that you will only speak with me after I have first spoken with you? I was like, yeah, daddy, I know I'll never make any mistake. I know that you are married, but you know that I'm your plaything, right? So he just laughed. Then he gave me his WhatsApp number. Then I gave that WhatsApp number to my cousin sister. Then I told her that if he asks you anything that you are not sure about, don't respond to him. Make sure that you ask me first, then I'll tell you what to say. So then they started to date. Then they met each other. So my cousin sister and my best friend's husband, they cheated on my best friend for something like 3 months before my best friend found out about this relationship. So this other day, my cousin sister told me that, see, this guy has just called me. He told me that I should meet him at this guest house. We are going to spend the whole of the weekend right there. I think we are going to have some fun. Then I told my cousin sister that when you are there, try to take as much as selfie pictures as much as you can. Even if you are half naked with him, try to take selfie pictures with his own phone. Like me and my ex-husband, we shared our primary email. We had that email in this phone and on the other phone. So I knew that even if my husband will take a picture, even if he delete that picture, I'll then eventually find that picture in my own phone. So I knew that when my cousin sister take these pictures while they're in bed with my best friend's husband, then even if she delete those pictures, one, she would find those pictures in the recycle bin. And also, if she ever open the manage storage notification, she would then find those pictures waiting for her. And that is what exactly happened. So when my best friend would come over to my place, I would pretend as if I was healing so quickly that she was amazed. She was telling me things like, I knew that you were going to heal so quick because I know that you are strong as a rock. So I kept on asking her about the whereabouts of her husband. Then she started to complain, telling me that these days he's always at work. Sometimes he has to go over, working over the weekends. Then I was like, you know what? This man, never trust them. You have to keep on checking his phone. You know that these phones these days, you can even track his movements. And she was like, you know what, bestie? You have a point right there. Now I think it is almost over a month I've never touched his phone. Tonight I'm going to check his phone if there is anything funny happening on his phone. Then later at night I just received a call, and it was my best friend. She couldn't even speak. She was just crying over the phone. Then I dropped the call because I wanted to laugh so much whilst she was crying. So at first I dropped the call. Then she called again, still she was crying. So I was like, bestie, what is happening? Why are you crying? What has happened? Is any of your kids sick? What is going on with you? Then she said, I am walking over to your house right now. And she was crying. So I opened the door for her. She just gave me her phone. Then as I was looking at her phone, I saw that my cousin sister had taken video and also selfie pictures of herself and my best friend's husband. So the video that made my best friend cry so much, it was that my cousin sister was busy giving her husband a blowjob. She took that video so perfectly because you could see the face of my best friend's husband in that video, and she was busy working on him. Then I started to cry with her. We sat down and I told her words like, he is a monster, don't even go back, just divorce him. That is how my best friend also divorced her own husband. What she doesn't know until this day, it is I and my cousin sister who set up her own husband. My brother, as I'm giving you this confession, my heart is full of pain. I know that what I did is wrong, but I loved my best friend so much that I didn't want her to enjoy marriage whilst I was divorced. I wanted her that if she get divorced, then at least when we move on with our lives, we can get married together again. I don't know, maybe I'm sick in the head or something, but it is just the way it is, my brother. I wish so much that God will forgive me one day. Quite a strange confession right there, especially that part when she said that, my brother, I don't know if I am sick in the head. Please let us help Anonymous in the comment section. We'll meet again in the following episodes.